Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Behind the Signs. Today we are talking to another sign wholesaler, Peter Willcox of Wilcox Metal Fabricators in San Antonio, Texas. Peter is a great sign fabricator and an all-around nice human being too. So Peter, welcome to the show today. Happy to have you.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate the invite.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. I think it's important. As you know, I've been in the sign business a long time, and I love the idea of outsourcing fabrication as much as possible. And the key to that is having great partners. And so, and I know we worked together on some projects back when I had my last sign shop. So, tell us a little bit about your company, the types of signs that you manufacture, and how you work with sign shops.
Sure. Well, we've been in business for 17 years now. I think this month. I think this month makes 17 years. We
Wow.
started off kind of angle iron frames and real estate signs, and was really not, that was about the only signage we were doing. We were doing a lot of handrails and just heavy fab stuff. Kind of that's why we named it Wilcox Metal Fabricators. We're
Hmm.
actually doing a DBA name change right now to Wilcox Manufacturing. Confuses people a little bit when they hear metal fabricators.
Hmm.
So we're changing that up a little bit. We've been doing electrical signs and FCOs now for, I guess, about 15 years. We started that about 2 years in business. So
That's
we
great.
currently are doing, steel fab, steel boxes. We'll skin with aluminum fab that will, either weld skin on or use larger extrusions. Do a lot of gluing, um, channel letters, reverse lit letters, pans, architectural stuff, um, FCOs, really pretty much everything except ADA signage is, we're pretty much doing it all right now.
Yeah, and that's sort of a different trade in the sign industry anyway. So, but so I went to your. I know you're working on your website right now and your portfolio there, but I did go to your Facebook page, and you guys are really doing. I know there's a lot of wholesalers out there that do like, hey, we do straight channel letters or we do straight cabinets. You guys are doing some really cool custom fabrication. There's a lot of great reviews on there. Actually, one of my favorite reviews that you had on your Facebook page was they didn't really care much about your signs. They just wanted one of your really cool hats. But anyway, I thought that was great. But so what is the typical? Do you do if a sign shop contacts you, are you doing just a lot of channel letters, or do you find yourself doing a lot more on the really custom high end fabrication stuff with sign shoppers? It's just kind of all over the map.
It's pretty much all over the map. We'll kind of dictate what comes in just based on our workload.
Hmm.
Uh, it does get a little dangerous to get too much large custom stuff in here. So we try to manage that, just what we have on the floor, what our lead times are. We're always trying to keep channel letter lead times pretty low.
Right.
2-3 weeks is ideal. Sometimes that'll get into 4 weeks, depending on what it is and kind of
Hmm.
what's going on. But fabrication wise, large pylons, stuff like that. Those lead time, they can vary from 4 weeks to 8 weeks. It just kind of depends. But
Okay.
we try to hit clients on the front end, like, hey, if you are wanting us to manufacture this sign, here's what our lead time is right now, and hopefully that's acceptable. But we try to get on the front end of just not over promising. We've been doing this long enough to know what we're capable of, and not getting ourselves in binds and trying to rush through things.
All right, so Peter, if a sign shop, is working on a design package, and it's channel letters, a monument sign, or a couple different things like that, and they send it over to you, how do you like to receive it from them? Like, what kind of details do you need to see, and how long does it usually take for a typical quote to get turned around?
Um, so I have an estimator in house. So Eddie Harris is our estimator. I estimate too. So we kind of split the load. All he's doing is estimating. I'm doing, other things, reviewing jobs, just making sure specs are good on stuff.
Hmm.
So we try to kick bids over in 24 hours.
That's great.
It really depends on what it is. If it's simple sets of channel letters, you're usually going to get responses and quotes on those quick within an hour or two. Larger pylon packages, larger national, like where we're just pricing out 20 different sizes and all that stuff. Though, those will take time. But if it's your typical daily easy job, set of channel headers or, a pylon or whatever, that's usually within 24 hours.
Great. Great.
And we like to get them just PDFs, something we can zoom in on, the information we need, sizes. That's really the biggest thing, is just sizes.
Right.
We've been doing this long enough to where we'll read through specs. If we see specs that may drive the cost up or just may not be feasible to do per your spec, we might give you a phone call and discuss it, recommend some stuff. Sometimes people are just, it has to be per spec. And if we feel like it's not going to be achievable to make somebody happy with, we'll turn it down.
Yeah.
We don't like turning down work, but I also don't like accepting something that I know is going to be a problem in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's good. I mean, it's better to be transparent and honest, that's for sure. So you mentioned national. So do you guys, let's say it's a national account and I'm a sign shop and they're opening up a project in California. Do you guys fab, crate, and ship from there?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, great.
And we do
All right,
it both. Like, we handle shipping or we let the client handle shipping. That's all based on the client's needs and wants. Some of them are doing so much they get, we have to mark our shipping up some to cover liabilities, damages, stuff like that. So
right.
Some do enough shipping themselves. We'll crate it and we give the dimensions and the weights. We weigh everything. We have a calibrated scale and all that. So we're shipping. We're shipping out quite a bit of stuff on a daily basis. So we have an actual crating department.
Okay, great. Yeah, because we have, I mean, a lot of people listening to this, obviously, they're going to be up in the Northeast or out in California. And it's great to know that they have a resource like you here in Texas. And what's nice about actually Central Texas, I always found when I was doing a lot of shipping out, is because we're at the center point in the country, basically. Whether you're going up to Chicago or north or, Northeast or whatever, it's really kind of, the shipping's not really that bad from Texas,
Right. Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I've seen very reasonable rates. It got a little out of hand with the COVID stuff, but that's come back down. And, we know what sizes to put things at to get better pricing. So, and we'll discuss that too on quoting stuff. If we're doing a set of raceways, we'll get with the client like, hey, it's going to make more sense to send this in 3 pieces as opposed to 1 or 2. So your installer needs to be ready for that and, know that it's going to be a 3-piece install as opposed to a 1 or 2-piece install.
Right. And when you guys ship everything out, is it all ready as far as like install patterns, clips? I mean, everything's pretty much whips. I mean, everything's ready to install.
Ready to go. We
Great.
We don't send conduit like seal tied or anything, but we'll pretty much all channel headers now we're doing wall busters. So they'll have the wall buster pipe, the wall buster fitting. We'll do, a page outdoor rated wire. Our standard is a 10-foot whip on individual mount letters. All letters get rib nuts. All letters get, we'll send 6-inch quarter 20 studs per every letter, patterns, touch-up paint.
Wow, great.
Wire diagrams. Occasionally some of that stuff gets left out, and we try not to. We're working on that end. We're really trying to do a checks and balance system right now to improve our performance, period, and not cost clients time or money. So, sometimes something gets left out. We're made aware of it. We overnight it at our cost. We're not perfect, but we respond well and we do our best to make things right when something goes wrong. We deal with a lot of small, like just started, hey, I don't know anything about signs, and we offer to give people tours here, kind of mini mini training sessions. We've had several companies that have a pretty large sales staff that have been doing it for a while actually come in. We give them a little presentation of kind of how we process their jobs, what we do, what we're looking at when we're pricing things. Give them paint books. That can be a problem, getting paint colors on the front end of things.
Right.
So just kind of explain our process and what kind of minor things can hold up jobs. If we lose a day or two waiting on a paint color, well, if we had the raceway or whatever we're painting in paint and we lose that time, we have to push it. Well, we may have 20 pylons that we're painting, and so we can't get that thing in for another 5 or 6 days. We're a very high volume shop. We get a whole lot of signs done in a few days. So
that's great.
Just trying to always let the client understand, what we need to just make it as seamless and easy transaction as possible for them.
That's great. Well, good. Well, Peter, you are a wonderful resource for the sign industry, for obviously Central Texas and nationally. If anybody is looking for a partner that will stand by them and build a quality sign and help them through the process, Peter and his team are there for you. So, Peter, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today. And
Sure.
Yeah, we're really happy to have you, and we'll make sure to post all this in the group. And I just encourage folks to get a hold of Peter, and we'll have all your contact information. So, but thank you very much.
All right, gonna give y'all a little tour of the shop. Kind of busy right now. This is where we're doing our channel letter assembly. Larger type assembly, doing some screw touch up here. Ready for do our prep work over here. Sand, Bondo, body work. These are non-sign related. Those are handrails going to my house. The smaller enclosed booth and a larger open wall booth. Running Matthews paint and Axo Nova paint system. A lot of stuff ready for paint. Here's our small fab area. Gluing up some posting panels here. Do our larger fab over here. Don't bend that face. Yeah, we may need the actual torque. Just pause. Don't mess the face up. What's up, Tony? Where we cut everything, pre-cut, get them ready for jobs. More finished product. Got Got our plasma cutting table here. One of our routers here. How's it going? Stitching letters. One of our benders. The other bender here. Do our wiring, lay them out, light them up, make sure everything's working properly. Hey, Leslie. Our other router. What's up, Lee? Good, how are you? Stuff ready to ship.
I just want to see what the position. My position and their position are two different things. I want to be recycled.
Got outside, just kind of more stuff done and ready to ship. Getting a delivery ready for tomorrow. The lot across the way we just acquired last year. We'll be probably building a new building there in the next 2 or 3 years. Take y'all over to vinyl, trim caps. Do our trim capping in this room. What's up, William? That's the shop.
If you are interested in being featured on Behind the Signs, we would love to connect with you and hear about the unique ways you are working in the sign industry. Please reach out to us on our Facebook group Behind the Signs and send us a direct message.